Hi there, Suellen. Let's see, you've written a new set of essays. Let's see what you did here, shall we? So, weddings. Let's see what you said. The issue of whether extravagant wedding celebrations are worthwhile or they are only a waste of money has been debated over the last few years. Personally, I believe that the downsides, plural S, overcome, no S here, its benefits. This essay will analyze the impact of weddings on couples' finances. Okay, fine. On one hand, there is irrefutable evidence that individuals are willing to pay the price to make their big day special. The central reason behind this is twofold. Firstly, it is an important social celebration. Secondly, couples tend to follow celebrities' wedding trends since the advent of social media. For example, an extensive survey by Wedding Wire revealed that 60% of couples married in 2017 spend 30% more for the dress, decoration, and special items that were similar to celebrities' bridal parties. Okay. Now, check out what you did here. The essay has asked you to talk about the benefits. You didn't tell me the benefits. You only told me the reasons why this is happening. And we even say it. There is evidence that they are willing to pay it. And then you say the central reason behind this. Nobody asked about the central reason behind it. They want to know what the benefit is. Okay, and you haven't covered that. And so it sounds like an off-topic response when this happens. Okay, so what could a benefit of spending a lot of money be? It could be the satisfaction that fulfilling a dream provides, and that it makes the couple's married life start on a very positive note. Or, you know, when this happens, when people have such celebrations, their status increases to their social circle, and so this is also something that people place a lot of value on. Okay, so those are what we mean by benefits. Okay, all right, let's move on. Oh, and another thing is, here you said it is an important social celebration, and then you never extended that. So not only is it off topic, but you didn't really extend and support your main ideas. So let's look at the next paragraph. On the other hand, undoubtedly an extravagant matrimonial celebration can bring a sense of realization and happiness for a couple. However, their finances will be driven into the red. You didn't have to say to go. This is largely because a majority of brides and grooms do not have enough savings, that's the word you want, to finance their dream wedding. All right, you had to make those changes as well, leading them to appeal for loans and other debts. Okay, you don't really appeal for a debt. You appeal for a loan, and then you create debt as a result. For instance, a survey, you don't need all these commas. You did the same thing here in this sentence. You did not need all these commas. So an extensive survey by Wedding Wire without the comma, no comma here, no comma here. The same thing applies in this paragraph. So for instance, comma, a survey by American Consumer Institute, no comma, showed that 70% of couples, again no comma, married in 2017, again no comma, you take on debt to cover their wedding costs. Moreover, 1/3 of them stayed in the red after their big day. Therefore, the costs to accomplish the dream wedding celebration are, because its costs are often greater than they can afford. Okay? From the arguments and examples given, I firmly believe that a higher expenditure in bridal parties is not worthwhile. Again, it's not bridal parties, by the way. Bridal party is the group of people who stand around the bride and groom during the wedding ceremony. You want to say celebrations, festivities, reception. Those words would have been more appropriate. Even if it fulfills personal desires and social expectations. Okay, that part's fine. So I think we covered where the weak spots are. This, like I said, was off topic. And then there was also this area that was a little underdeveloped. And then, of course, some of the punctuation was a little off. Other than that, it was fine. So let's take a look now at your second essay. Great. It's the pie chart. The pie charts compare the changes in popularity of 8 school subjects in New South Wales in the years 2014 and 17. Overall, the selection of history showed the most significant growth in this period, with biology, physics, and IT following this upward trend. In contrast, the preference for maths, geography, PE, and chemistry dropped. The predilection for biology almost doubled to 24% in 2017, while for history it jumped from 1.2 to 19.4 between 2014 and 2017. In addition, the preference for physics and IT comprised, get rid of the of, 19.4 and 1.2 respectively in the first year, increased slightly to 21.2 and 1.4 respectively is what you wanted here. But you said respectively here, so let's try that again. In addition, the preference for physics and IT comprised 19.4 and 1.2 respectively in the first year, increasing slightly to 21.2 and 1.4. You can't say at the same order. Yeah, but you also can't say respectively again. So what I would have suggested here is a different way of expressing this idea. Just rewrite it so that you don't have to have this awkwardness here. In contrast to 2017, geography, which had been ranked in the first place with 27.4 in 2014, and math, which was in the second with 27.3, dropped considerably to 18.7 and 12.2 respectively. Likewise, PE moderately, LY, fell, FELL, from 8.7 to 3.2, whereas chemistry, the least popular in both years, went down from 1% to 0. Okay, I like the way you organized this. So you spent one paragraph talking about what increased. You spent a paragraph about talking about what decreased. That was pretty successful. I'm glad that you mentioned chemistry. It's one thing that a lot of people leave out. I'm also pleased that you didn't miss any of the categories. That's another thing that a lot of people get wrong. They leave out one or two of the subjects, but you didn't do that. So congratulations. Some of the vocabulary was a little awkward. That's something that I would like you to improve. There is a pretty specific IELTS vocabulary for this type of chart. Okay, so I think we've covered everything. So now what you need to do, of course, is correct these essays, return them back to us corrected, add to your error correction list, and write a new set. I'll expect those in the next day or so. So go ahead, get that started, and I'll be looking forward to seeing what you write next. Good luck.